We have returned with episode 9 of the BetaCast. In this podcast, we will continue to discuss more video game topics that are impacting the gaming industry today. And on the podcast today, we have me, John. I'll be your host. And then we have the all and mighty Noah. How you doing, Noah?
How's it going, John? That's very nice of you to say once again.
Right, I'm good, man. And we have a new guy on the podcast today. We have Kenny. Kenny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. So before we jump into our topics today, we're going to pass around the room and see what what games these guys are playing. So Kenny, what games are you playing?
Well, right now on my PlayStation 4, I'm playing The Last of Us Remastered. I've been trying to get a few trophies in that. I just did the Left Behind DLC, and great DLC. Really enjoyed it a lot. Also, I've been playing Dark Souls, and I'm just trying to beat the game. You know, it's a really hard game, and I just want to prove to myself that I can actually beat it. You know, once I beat it, I'm done playing that game, because it's very frustrating. Also, on my Wii U, I've been playing the new Super Mario Bros. U. Just been playing some Nintendo games a lot lately. And also, I've been playing Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, which is a very old game, came out in 2003 on the Game Boy Advance. And I absolutely love that game. That's probably one of my favorite handheld games of all time. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I never... Well, I started playing Dark Souls, and like you, it's so hard to finish. Like I could never... It's so punishing, and there is no room for error. And then like I started playing it, and I couldn't get anywhere, so I was like, I can't beat this game. And then my little brother's really good at it, so I just watched him beat it, and I was like, oh, okay, I feel like I beat it, whatever. But like those games and Dark Souls 2, I started playing that. I couldn't finish them. They were hard, and
they were tough.
Yeah, it's hard to I guess progress more in those games because you get farther and it gets harder as it goes.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but I played Demon's Souls, I completed it, and I thought, that's it, I'm done with this series. I've beaten one, I've proved that I can do it, I don't need to
right.
go through grueling hours of dying again and again and again.
Yeah, it's definitely a very rewarding game if you can beat it. But Noah, what games have you been playing?
Don Bradman Cricket, obviously.
No, never. I can't believe.
I know the shock. Game. Yeah, still playing that. Gotten back into career mode. So just trying to level up essentially virtual Noah Graham, who's playing for England and doing all that good stuff.
Right.
I've talked way too much about Don Bradman Cricket throughout our podcast, so I'm just going to skip to Naruto, which second game I've been playing. Naruto Ninja Storm 3 has a longer title, but who can remember them?
Right.
Just more in preparation for Revolution, which is coming out in not too long, about a couple of weeks, I think. So that'll be good to get my teeth back into that. I just thought I'd play Naruto Ninja Storm 3 and get used to all those characters again and the fighting style, and I just love those games. I think they're one of the best fighting games I've ever played, just because it adds something different, and even if you're losing, you always feel like you can come back, and you always feel powerful. And they're simple but complex at the same time. They're really well made games. And I've also gotten back into Danganronpa, which is, I think I've mentioned it before, it's like a virtual novel kind of thing, and you're trying to find out who killed these other students in this, when you're locked in a high school, and I'm really enjoying that. The only reason why I stopped playing it was because I kept forgetting to charge my Vita. That's essentially the only reason.
Right.
Because the battery life on that it's not that great.
It's not?
Nah.
Oh man, I have a question for you. So is there going to be a Don Bradman Cricket 15? Is that like coming out soon, or what? Are you going to stay with 14 for a while, or?
I'm not sure. They haven't announced anything. From what I gathered, I don't think there will be a Don Bradman Cricket 15 next year. It's not going to be a yearly franchise because it's their first take on cricket by Big Ant. So right now they're still releasing patches, so I think they're going to want to continue to support it for probably 3 or 4 years even, just try and keep it going, because they're quite a small team, so they don't have the money that EA and other sort of big publishers and developers have, so they're going to try and keep the Don Bradman Cricket 14 name going as long as possible until you really do want it to play on PS4, because that's another thing. It's only on PS3 and Xbox 360 right now, so they'll probably do a next gen version of Don Bradman Cricket 14, but Don Bradman Cricket 15 or whatever it's called will be quite a while away.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So I guess when it comes out on next gen, you'll just have something else to talk about, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I still play FIFA 14 every day. I think just because there's a lot of games coming out like Destiny and NHL both come out on the same day, so I'm thinking about taking my FIFA, turning it in. So I don't want to feel pressure to play all these games, because I love soccer and I love playing FIFA. I can play it all day long, but I think I might trade it in just to turn it in and get a little bit of money and maybe put it towards one of these other big games that are coming out, and just to wait for FIFA 15. But I still play that continuously. I still play the Diablo, the Ultimate Evil Edition. I played that here and there. I guess I burnt myself out of it because I played it for like a week straight for like 5 hours at a time. So I went through the story, I did all the bounties. I'm trying to, I guess my end goal eventually is try to go through the whole game on Torment 6, which is the hardest difficulty. I think I'm at about Torment 2. It's rough. But I kind of play that in spurts here and there. But with these other games coming out, that'll probably be on my back burner for later. And I purchased the Minecraft PS4 edition today. I played about an hour of it. It's fun. It's kind of relaxing, honestly. You just play by yourself, and right now I'm trying to build this huge house, but I think when we start getting on with, start playing with some of the other writers on IceDJ Gaming, we'll just go around and dominate and build a bunch of stuff. So I mean, it's fun. I've never actually played it before. I've always seen people play it, but I've never played it. So I think it's pretty fun overall.
Yeah, just going back to Diablo 3, it's quite a funny game because it's less of a game, more of an addiction, because you don't actually need to do too much gameplay wise. You're just pressing a few buttons and waiting for cooldowns, and then just sort of you have that craving just to kill that enemy, get a bit of loot, kill that enemy, get a bit of loot. And it's
pretty mindless.
Yeah, it's a mindless game, but there's something oddly satisfying about it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but my wife actually plays it more than me now. She's a wizard, and she just goes around and blasts everything off the map. So yeah, there's just something about it that just I could just play it for about an hour or two instead of 5 hours, but I'll just pick it up and play it, do a dungeon or something, and then I'm done. But there's something about it where I just want to subconsciously just want to keep playing it. But it's there's nothing new about it now. I've done everything, but I mean I still play it.
Yeah, I have a question about. Oh, sorry, Kenny.
No, I was gonna go for it.
I have a question about Minecraft, and it's just how much. Well, what's the difference? Did you play? Oh no, you wouldn't have played the PS3 version. But I was just wondering, had they added anything new to the PS4 one? As far as you know?
I've seen my friend play it on 360, so I guess would that be the same as on the PlayStation 3, like in the last gen?
Yeah.
I saw him play it. I don't think there's any difference. I know they said it was supposed to be 36 times larger, or whatever, but I haven't really seen that, I guess, or I just don't know because I haven't played long enough. But I don't think there's anything different.
Yeah, developers like to plug that, don't they?
Yeah.
The world is now 10 times bigger. Sometimes even if there's nothing to do in it, it's just it's a bigger game.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's any difference from what I've seen. So I have no idea.
It probably just runs better and the world's bigger, right? Is it something like that?
It definitely runs perfect. It's super smooth, but with the size, regarding the size, I have no idea.
Okay, I thought I heard somewhere where it's 36 times bigger than the PS3 version or something like that. I don't know. I could be entirely wrong by that, but I thought I heard it somewhere.
Yeah, they came out. They came out saying that, but I haven't. I don't know. I can't tell. This is 36 times bigger than the last one. I'm not sure. You can get the map in the game, and you can look at your map and see where you are, and I mean it's pretty big, but 36 times bigger. It doesn't look like it so far.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So with that, we're going to jump into our first topic. And Noah, we'll start with you. What are your opinions of the cloud service and its involvement in the gaming industry?
definitely see the benefits of cloud service, but I can also see its drawbacks. I mean, we've recently had those hack-ins of those actresses' phones, and that's a lot of people are just wondering how safe is cloud service. Like if we're suddenly uploading all these saves, and for then somebody just to hack them and then all of it gone, there's going to be outrage, and I don't think we're quite ready yet to move to the cloud service, just because we need to definitely improve the security. But that's the thing that troubles me, is another thing, because as soon as security starts getting better, hackers start getting better. So there's always going to be this possibility of your save files just being deleted, and I think that's not a very good thing to have whilst you're playing. Like, oh, I just completed Skyrim and my save's up there, and I want to go back to it. It's gone. So,
I agree. I think God, it would really be awful if all your Skyrim stuff was gone. I agree. The security. I mean, just like you said, if it's going to get better, but then the hackers are going to just progress with that as well. So I think, I don't know. It would be good. It's like I wouldn't feel safe. Just this person or these people hacked 100 of these celebrities and got all their pictures and stuff. I would, like, right now I wouldn't feel safe, putting all my information out there on my, my saved games and all that stuff, out there, because just like you said, if they can do it now, the security gets better over time. They're just going to get better over time with it. So it would have to be. They would have to come at me with like some foolproof thing of like, hey, they can't get your stuff or whatever. But until then, it's kind of at your own risk if you to put your stuff out there for games, like, because that's a big part of my life. That would just be devastating to have all my saved game information and whatever, my personal info out there for just people to take. What do you think about that, Kenny?
Pretty much what Noah said, I completely agree. There are a lot of benefits to it, and I personally really like using the cloud, especially having all my saves in the cloud, so that, if I need to play like a game like Skyrim, and I'm not at my house, I'm at my friend's house, and I want to, use my Skyrim character for whatever reason, I think it's great to be able to use the cloud to sort of, use your save that way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, to me, the cloud needs to really have some sort of, like, a buffed up more security, because, like Noah said, the actresses with their photos being hacked and leaked all over the internet and whatnot, it would really suck if I lost all my saves on the cloud, and like all that progress and hours that I put into a game just completely gone. Like, that would be, like, personally devastating to me, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that too.
Yeah, well, so we've got to this point in time, because I remember like playing on the PlayStation and even PlayStation 2, that sometimes your memory card would get corrupt, and we finally got into sort of like an era where your save, you don't really have a chance of that happening, or you do, but not as much, and it seems like we're kind of going back if our saves could be potentially at risk. And I know it's a very minor thing in like the grand scheme of things, but it is something that's very dear to all of us. Sinking 200 hours into a game and then suddenly gone, it's just it's heart-wrenching.
Yeah, and when if someone hacked into your saved information and it's just gone from you, what I think of is like someone else hacks it and they have it and now they're playing it. So that would be even more devastating to me. Like, they're taking all my hard work and they're just getting it and they're playing it instead of just deleting it. Like, that would be worse to me. Like, they're taking all my saved 200 hours of Skyrim gameplay and they're using it, and like I think that would just be worse overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, we got that. We all pretty much agreed on that.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to topic number 2 here, and Kenny, we'll start with you. Okay, so with the new 3DS model announced, why do some of these gaming companies get consumer messaging wrong?
Honestly, I don't have an answer to that, because, Nintendo recently announced the new 3DS model, and I thought, this looked cool, I would personally like to get it, but, I have a job and bills I have to pay for. So it's not
Right.
like I have a bunch of money to be able to just spend on a new 3DS model because I'm perfectly fine with mine. But with that being said, I also heard that some games will not work on older versions of a 3DS, and I didn't know that until like I read an article on IGN or something, or on these other sites. And that should be something that Nintendo should really, put in their messaging, because that's really confusing for like casual gamers who don't do what we do, which like look at all these other internet websites and just read a bunch of this stuff about new 3DS and only certain games would play on that 3DS and not on older ones. Like if I don't know, a 10-year-old boy wants like that new 3DS, wants a new game, but the problem is you have to have the newer 3DS for it, and most people, I feel like most casuals won't know about that sort of thing. I personally think that Nintendo is probably the worst at it, because with the Wii U and the new 3DS model, they really need to get the messaging a lot better over there. And I know Sony's also got some issues with that too, but it's something that the industry really needs to improve on. And how they do that is just really, making it clear that, hey, this is a new console that plays new games, and it won't play on the older games, and won't have backwards compatibility, or just little stuff like that really goes a long way.
Right. And I would actually throw Microsoft into the mix of the people that can't get it right.
Yeah.
Two examples. One with the recent the Tomb Raider announcement that it was going to be an exclusive, and then so everyone's scrambling, like, oh, it's just going to be on Xbox One, and like, oh wow, it's not going to go over to PlayStation, and then they come out and say, oh, it's just a timed exclusive. I'm just like, why? What? At least it's like, how do you not like? Why do you just not come out and say that first? Like I don't.
Yeah, a lot of people were angry about that too.
Yeah, it almost seems like they were trying to get the attention on them. Like, hey, we're gonna have this, and they go, oh, let's get that game for Xbox One or whatever, and like, oh, that's a good game, or maybe this is probably a shot in the dark. Like, hey, I love Tomb Raider. I'm gonna go buy an Xbox One just to get Tomb Raider, and then all of a sudden, oh no, it's only a timed exclusive. So I thought that was pretty embarrassing. And then I guess when they came out with the Xbox One, they were trying to market it to like the really hardcore gamers, and you had to be on 24 hours a day. And I get that, yeah, right. So I don't, and I kind of admire them to go in a different direction, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, the people don't want that, and they're not going to buy it, and they were just like, nope, we're doing it this way. And then finally, which I guess is a plus, they finally, they did it right, and they listened, and they sent out the right message, like, hey, we'll give you what you want, and I guess it worked out in the end. But yeah, I think Microsoft's definitely in the talks with that. So, Noah, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, well, just going back to the new 3DS, that can't be its name. Please, God, just change it. New 3DS, that's one of the worst names they've ever done, and that's the company that did Wii U. I mean, I don't understand where it's coming from. Like, when I first, that was my first thought when I first heard it change the name. When I read articles about it, I'm just like, I'm quite involved with the gaming sort of environment, and I'm a bit confused on what this is about. So the average person isn't gonna like delve into articles to try and discover what this is about. I think it's a huge mistake, and I think this just been Nintendo's history from the past few years. I think their last good console name was the GameCube, and that's literally because it just described what it was. It was a cube, a console, and it played games. But then you had the DS. I mean, I still don't know what that stands for, but I don't know where that came from. Then
Digital simulation. I don't know.
Is that the genuine one, or is
I have no idea.
Yeah, thought that's a bit sophisticated for Nintendo, isn't it? Usually just like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean Nintendo have always sort of like marketed towards children. Like the Game Boy, it's very much suggestive. It's a game piece that boys generally play.
Bring that brand back, the Game Boy. Just bring it back.
But yeah, as to why gaming companies get it so wrong, I don't know. They probably employed the wrong people in marketing, but
Ouch.
Well, I just don't understand it because there's no excuse really nowadays. You have so many people discussing this that surely those people must be looking at certain websites and discovering all these articles that saying Xbox is doing this wrong, Nintendo's doing this wrong, Sony have messed up this, and you just think, well, get on it. You're a big company, you have the time, resources, and everything that you need to. Just change the name. People aren't going to be mad at you if it's a better name.
Right.
Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there.
Oh no, you're good.
Fine.
Yeah.
Totally true.
So with that, we'll go into a little bit lighter topic here. And Kenny, we're going to start with you. What is the scariest game you've ever played?
Oh man, how many of you have played PT? You know, that teaser game, whatever you want to call it, on the PS4.
I played it.
I watched 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, John, you go ahead.
I attempted to play it. I played it for about 3 minutes.
You know, honestly, even though it was really short, well, depending on how you solve the puzzles in that game, that was really, really good in terms of how scary it was. I mean, first off, like, I was so confused at it at first because I had no idea what type of game this was, or teaser for it, or whatever. And I was just going through room to room, and then, like, all of a sudden this weird stuff just starts happening, and it has a bunch of jump scares and whatnot. Absolutely brilliantly done. And, I'd say that's probably the scariest thing I've played. I've also played, like, Outlast on the PS4, and that was pretty scary, too, I thought. But probably my favorite scary game, even though it's not the scariest, was probably the original Dead Space. It had a lot of good scares, and I thought the gameplay was pretty solid, too.
Yeah, I actually, I played PT, and I couldn't finish it just because I was too scared. I couldn't do it. But I'm actually gonna go ahead and put Outlast over that because so just because it was, I don't know, I guess it was scarier to me, but like there was more of a build up to the scariness. Like you drive up to this crazy asylum, you have to get out of your Jeep, open the fence, you have to climb through a freaking window to get in this place. And then, like, you have, like, this... The scariest part to me was, like, you have the camcorder, but it runs out of batteries, and it gets pitch black, and you can't see anything. So it's, like, up to you to find the batteries to keep the camcorder lit. So, man, I played that. I played about a good, solid 15 minutes of that, and I was just like, nope, can't do it. I got to the part where I had to go down to the basement, and I was like, nope, I'm out, done, quit, can't do it. I still have it. I haven't picked it up since.
I gotta say, the journalist in Outlast, most determined journalist I've ever played as.
Right? I would have saw that place. The doors are locked. I'm like, nope, I'm going home. There's nothing here. That's it. But Noah, what would be the scariest game you've ever played?
Well, I'm even worse than you, John. I watched 10 minutes of somebody else playing the game, like through YouTube of PT, and I thought, nope, not doing this. I'm not. I can't really recall like a proper horror game because I don't like watching the films, and obviously I don't like playing it because that's even scarier. I mean, I'm scared of my own shadow, so it's not. I wouldn't touch scary games. So the scariest game that I've recently played would have to be The Last of Us.
That's awesome.
Like just to suddenly see a creeper, not a creeper, but one of the biting things. I completely forgotten what they called. Clicker, that's the one. Yeah, just to go into a room and hear that clicking sound, it's just like I just crouch down, wait for about 5 minutes to hear where they are, and then decide where to go. Like the first time I think it was in the bottom of the hotel. Sorry if you haven't played Last of Us. Not really a spoiler though. You go to the bottom of this hotel and it's pitch black and there's all these runners running around as they do, and the torch on my on the chest ran out, and then I was just like, what's happening? And I just saw it flick and I thought, no, I need light, and then the PlayStation icon came up to shake the controller. I'm just like, what are you doing? I need light. So yeah, that's probably the scariest thing that I've played. But this is how bad I am. I got scared playing Fallout 3.
What?
What?
Gotta explain.
Seriously, it glitched, so a mutant wasn't, like, for some reason didn't make a noise or anything. And I was walking down one of those, the sort of like subways, and there was a mutant just around the corner, and I had no idea he was there. I walked out, and then suddenly I'm just being attacked by this mutant, and I literally jumped because it's like, where the hell did he come from?
That's awesome.
So it doesn't take much.
Right, man. You need to play Outlast. That game's fun.
I do not. I'll have a heart attack if I play that game.
Oh man, yeah, it's horrible. Well, that is gonna do it here for us for episode 9 of the BetaCast. Thank you for joining us, and remember to check out all of our content on IceDJGaming.com for news, reviews, and other podcasts. Our AlphaCast. Also, you can check out our partners over at 8bitchimp.com for more video game greatness and news. If you have any topics, you can. That you'd like us to debate or discuss, you can go on our forums, leave a message, or you can actually email us at deBETAcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Twitter. Ooh, and you can find Noah at
Noah Graham 17. I've got it right this week. There's no S
yes.
in between Noah and Graham. It's NOAHGRAHAM 17.
And you can find Kenny at
I'm at Call Me Kenny. The C and the K are capitalized, and there is an X between the call and an X between the me and the Kenny.
Nice and simple.
And you can find me, at MX2Nerd. Thanks everybody, and have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.